Celebrate good times, come on. Raise it up, Chris, raise it up.
Every time.
Celebrate good times, come on. Yo, this is your celebration.
That's
We
right,
have 8 subscribers. Finally, we are going up.
Not really subscribers, just following us.
Followers, who cares? It doesn't matter. We got 8 followers. We're moving on up like the Jeffersons. Yes. I'm joined today with my crew. We got Chris, the producer.
Hello.
We got Matt.
Yeah.
We got Lewis.
What's up, guys?
And finally, we have our 5th guest.
Woo!
BK, Brian. The one you always hear about in all of our other podcasts, but never shows up because he's always at the gym or working out, doing something. He's finally here. Say what's up to the guys, everybody.
Yo, what's up?
What's up, Brian? How you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
I'm alright.
Where were you? What happened?
All this
What's
time, you
been, man?
just dodging us?
Playing some Final Fantasy.
He missed 7 podcasts, right?
Is this the 7?
These are 8.
No, this is 8.
No, 8. Yeah.
8 podcasts, man, which pretty soon we'll be at 100. And we'll have maybe 10 followers because, subscribers.
Are we gonna have 10
doesn't
or
fly
are we
with
gonna
Lewis.
lose 10?
Either way, it doesn't matter. We're
Either
still gonna keep doing this
Yeah.
because it's fun. We enjoy doing this. Okay, you know what? We're gonna talk about public restroom etiquette. All right?
Restroom etiquette.
Yes. Okay.
What happened this time?
Listen, I'm tired of going into a bathroom, a public restroom. Okay.
All right.
Especially at work, because if you see the diesel motherfuckers that work at my job, they take some massive shits, all right? And look, what they do is they'll sit there and they'll just let that shit just sit in the toilet and fester, all right? All right?
All right.
When I take a shit in a public restroom, I will sit down, let my shit out, all right? And then I'll flush it. As soon as it comes out, as soon as it hits the toilet, I'll flush. All right? Yeah. Because I don't want nobody else smelling my shit. It's a different story when I'm at home. When I'm in the privacy of my own home, I'll take a shit. I'll let it sit there because I like the smell of my own shit. All
right. Now you're just a weirdo.
Listen,
right. This was going somewhere,
all right.
but
I'm talking about in the public.
Public
all right,
etiquette.
in public. When you go into a restroom, you expect people to be considerate and do a courtesy flush. Yeah. That shit doesn't happen all the time.
Nope.
Another thing is, who washes their hands, uses the bathroom, and then walks out? Shouldn't you wash your hands after after you take a piss or after you take a shit?
That is nasty.
Well, there's a dude at my job who does that all the time. All right, he'll wash his hands. No, I'm not gonna call him out. He might be listening to
you, Jeffrey.
You never know. But anyway,
Skippy.
All right. Before we started this podcast, Brian brought up something that I'm going to let him talk about. He goes to the gym. I don't go to the gym. He's going to talk about the people at his gym that use the restrooms and that are in the locker rooms that actually drive him nuts. So, Brian, go ahead, man. Tell us what goes on in your locker room at your local
What
gym.
gym is this? Do you want to say the name?
No,
of
I'm
the
not
gym,
going to
or?
say it because it has a bad rep. But,
okay.
sometimes it does smell like it needs crop dusted in there. You can't even breathe. It's just the people are shitting. I don't know what they're eating. But, and the other thing is it's like they come into the gym and go right to take a shit. It's like, couldn't you shit at home and then come to the gym?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Is that like the first thing that they do?
Yeah, and it's like it's like they're dropping bombs, man. It's not even right. But not that. So this morning I was at the gym and I walk in and I fucking walk in and what do I see? Your typical 70-year-old gym member who just likes to stand in the locker room naked. And I'm like, what the fuck? Put some clothes on. The only thing I notice that he has on is socks. And then I go to the bathroom to piss because I can't shit in public, man. I have like a phobia. I can't do it.
Well, we're going to talk about that later. And then, I want to hear your stories, the horror stories of you having to take a shit in public and refusing to do so.
Yes,
go ahead, man.
We
what
know
happened
about
to this
that.
man?
Applebee's. And then, so I go in the bathroom, I close the stall, I take a piss. I change my clothes a little bit and I come back out. This is like a whole 5-6 minutes maybe. And the same 70-year-old gym member is still butt-ass naked, standing in his locker with nothing but socks on.
Now, is he talking to somebody or is he just standing there?
He's staring in his locker like he's doing something.
Wow.
And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm about to tell this guy. and I mean, it's not like I'm the smallest guy here, man. The guy would have a heart attack probably if I was like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
And Next, then question, guys. Let's hear it.
All right.
Who the fuck jumps in the shower, gets out of the shower, and puts socks on and stays naked the rest of the time?
No
I don't
one.
First thing you find is socks out of the shower. This guy has nothing but socks
Listen,
on.
whenever I get dressed in the morning, the socks are probably the last, usually the last thing I put on before my shoes, obviously. But that is weird. I mean, I've never seen that. Like, I've never gone to the gym.
I know. I thought about raising that, man.
But what do you say to someone like that? Like, how would you even approach someone
That's one of those situations
to
where you
try
just
to
need
get
that
them
big.
to put more clothes on instead of staring at
Or
their...
like, yo, creeper, put your fucking clothes on.
Yeah, I don't,
Throw a towel on them?
I don't
it's
understand,
fucking-
man. It's weird.
I don't know. That's one of Lewis's patients.
disgusting.
What the hell?
It might be, man.
He'll end up there eventually. They all do.
Oh, Louis,
Yeah.
you smell shit on a regular basis. Man. That's part of your job.
That's your job, yo. That's
So,
your life.
all right. So, how do you feel about public restroom etiquette? Like, what do you think is right? What do you think is wrong? I mean, you're used to smelling shit.
I mean, I just do what I gotta do. I don't really pay mind to anybody else. I don't care if they wash their hands. As long as I wash my hands and I know the people I'm with wash their hands, I'm fine.
All right,
Like,
but okay, someone who doesn't wash their hands after they use the bathroom.
Like you literally get out the stall and the dude next to you just walks right
They're
out the
touching-
door.
Well, actually, I have a step up, and there's this lady at my job, and she's like one of the older ladies that works there, and she was hired recently, and she, like, I saw this and I thought it was gross, but she, you know, before you're gonna work with your residents or whatever, you gotta put some gloves on, et cetera, because you don't want all that stuff on your hands.
Of course.
So then one day we're in the shower room and she's giving one of these old ladies a shower. Next thing you know, bare ass hands, no gloves. She puts baby powder on her anus and stuff. Like she's patting her anus and like rubbing it with no gloves.
Oh my
It's not the first time. Like sometimes she'll change people without gloves and like you'd be surprised how much like shit comes out of some of these old people.
Oh my.
Like it's crazy.
C. diff.
Does she immediately go up to you for a
crazy.
handshake too after?
No, I mean, we don't shake hands. What do you mean?
That's
Dude, I got stories. I got another one.
I'm sure you got
This
stories,
one-
man. That's insane.
This one, it was the first one I ever experienced, and after this, like nothing phases me anymore.
All right.
Oh, I know
But
what
it
you're
was
talking about.
my first day. I was still in high school. It was my last year, and I was going through the training for the whole CNA thing, yada yada.
Yeah.
So this lady, first thing we just step in. She's like, "Come with me." So like me and a couple other girls. It was mostly girls, the class. So me and a couple other girls, we go into the bathroom. Next thing you know, we have this 90-some-year-old lady. She weighs like 80-something pounds, and she gets her to stand up, and then there's like a turd stuck to her butt.
Oh man.
And literally, I'll like never forget this. It's like burnt into my head. She literally, with the glove, pulled it out. Next thing you see is a turd almost as big as that pillow pet behind you come out of this 80-pound woman.
Gosh.
After that, man, nothing phases me. Like, people at work be like, doesn't that like do anything to you? I'm like, nah, just doesn't phase me.
I couldn't do
After
something
that,
like
that was the most like. I came back home and I was like,
Listen, I give you credit, man, because I could not do something like that.
Dude, I just want to know one thing. Was she taking a shower with her socks on? All I want to know, man, was she wearing socks?
she was
All right,
wearing
so
socks.
if she
yes.
wasn't wearing socks while she was taking the shower,
Yeah.
Brian is okay with that.
She
That's
was
it.
wearing
Take your
socks.
fucking socks off.
Yeah,
Sure.
just make sure you don't have
Put
socks
your underwear
on.
on first, not your socks, people.
No. Oh my god.
That's like 5 on the scale of 1 to 10.
Oh,
We'll be
BK,
fine.
you got an interesting job, man. Like your job is
Buck time.
it's crazy. I mean, you're part time, but you see some crazy shit. You were telling us before the podcast about some crazy
Boner guy that got shot.
Yeah,
in
it's
the penis.
just, it's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You can't talk about that, but trust me, it's nuts. All right.
Literally nuts blown up.
Yeah. But what about you, Matt? When you walking into a restaurant, what do you expect? Because
Okay.
listen, another
All
thing,
right.
another thing I don't like is if I'm standing by a stall, okay, and there's a whole row of stalls, I don't want the dude coming right next to me, right,
Why not?
and standing right next to me and taking the stall.
I like
All
it when
right.
they peek.
Okay. I shut up.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah.
I do. You guys
I
all
went
the time.
to I went to go see finally went to go see Spider-Man
Oh, okay.
Homecoming
Yeah.
and you know everybody's in the movie. You don't want to leave the movie in the middle, so everybody leaves and everybody goes to the bathroom. I go to the bathroom and there's only me and like 5 other guys, and there's like 10 stalls or whatever, and 3 of them are just sat next or literally standing next to each other, and it's so awkward for them that they have to just stare at the wall. They have to just stare at the wall.
Yeah.
I don't know who started it.
What do you want? A conversation?
What's up, man? How you doing? Well, I'm saying they shouldn't even put themselves in that predicament.
Yeah. What's up, man?
These dudes are just standing there stuck.
Is your stream pretty steady?
The other thing I don't understand is why all bathrooms don't have one of those separation walls in the urinals. I don't understand.
Thank God
that.
this one does, because I would have made it even more awkward. These just three grown dudes just standing next to each other. I swear, one of them could have leaned to the other, just bumped and said, "Yeah, how's the water, man? Is that shit good?" I had to I didn't want to deal with it. I went to a stall to piss.
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck."
I don't understand.
Hey, I'm a stall pisser too, man.
Yeah.
You're
You're a stall pisser,
I didn't want to.
but you don't like to shit in
Hell
the bathroom in
no.
public
Hell
restrooms.
no.
Okay, back to you, Brian. What is with this fear?
I don't know.
What is
I
with
can't do
this?
it, man.
What
When
happened?
I was a child,
What was his
I sat
name?
in the public bathroom and I was taking a shit.
And a dude looked on
And
me.
there's a guy comes into the stall, sits in the one right next to me, and he starts like talking real creepy to his own shit, saying, "Oh, I've been holding you in all day. Oh, you can't wait to get out of there, can you, buddy?" And next thing you know, I hear a plop in the water. I fucking ran out of that bathroom. I ran to my wife. I don't even know. I was yelling for my dad. It was terrifying. Ever since then, man, there ain't no shit coming out of this ass in a public toilet.
Well, let's talk about the one time
Well, that was an emergency, man. I had
we
some bad
were at
sleep.
Applebee's.
That
This was
horrible.
this is probably the worst Applebee's in the history of the world. All right, the service was terrible. The blondie, which is dessert, is usually fantastic, and it wasn't good.
What is it? The blondie.
It is.
It's like a chocolate vanilla brownie, isn't it?
No. It's it has ice cream. It's like a caramel cake type of thing.
Okay.
I haven't had one in a while, so I don't really remember what it.
No, I'll never go there.
But
It's like
anyway.
a cake with cookie dough, right?
Yes, it's kind of like a
Okay.
cookie dough
Wait.
cake. But anyway, Brian really had to take a shit. All right. But
Interesting topic.
and look, listen, he was trying to hold it in, and I told him, "Look, man, we'll wait for you. Go take care of what you need to take care of. We'll wait, and I'll let you take it from there, man, because you were in there. I wasn't in there waiting for you. I was outside. So tell us what happened in the bathroom, man."
Well, I don't know if we gotta go into that, but kind of figure out what's happening there. Wasn't pretty, man.
But you didn't finish. Like, you stopped in the
Thought I
middle.
was finished.
Yeah, you thought you were finished.
That
So
was
you're
the
just
worst-
out of context.
That was the
Get a
worst
different
drive
story.
home of my
Yeah.
life, man.
Yeah, but you were struggling to get home. Like, you were shaking, you were sweating. And this is not just a 5-minute ride. This is about
Yelling at you to go faster.
a 30-minute ride, all right? And this is how, and it happens a lot. It happens to me. I'll try not to eat if I'm going to have a long drive because I do not want that to happen. And you never know when you can run into the next bathroom, so it might be
I just don't
10,
know.
15 minutes.
I just don't know what part of that meal was bad. Maybe all of it, because it
Oh,
was.
man.
Well, there's something there that wasn't
I
healthy.
don't know, but listen, if I have to use the public restroom, I will. I don't care what anybody says. There was one time I was at a concert and I had to take a shit really bad. I ran to the bathroom, and at concerts, the bathrooms are full. You have to wait in line. Well, I finally got my turn. I sat down. I released. I wasn't finished because I'm one of those type that I like to take my time, sometimes 20, 30 minutes in the bathroom just sitting there. Alright? But look, this dude comes in and knocks on the stall and says, "Time's up." So I get out. I'm like, okay, you know what, whatever. I get out and I don't see anybody else in the bathroom. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I get back in and I finish my business. And that was another experience that I leave me alone. All right. If I'm in my stall taking a shit, leave me alone. If I'm doing something else, leave me alone. Michael Jackson, leave me alone.
Just leave me alone.
All right, Brian. I want you to tell us about this game you've been playing constantly. Final Fantasy 14. It's MMO, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. It's you have to pay monthly.
Yeah, it's actually $12 a month if you just do one character, which is all you need because you can play every class on one character.
Okay. So did you stop playing World of Warcraft, or do you still have an account?
Back in, it's not active. I kind of go back and forth with that, but it's.
You're a big MMO guy.
Yeah,
You like that?
yeah. I've been playing MMO since like 1999 when Runes of Kunark came out. EverQuest.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, us we don't play. I mean, Matt. I think Matt has a computer that he plays on. You all know my Alienware sold it. I sold it to someone who still owes me a little money for it, but we won't get into that right now.
Yeah, Chris.
What?
Well, why don't you tell us about this game, man? What do you like so much about it? Try to convince us to get this game.
Yeah, right.
Well, in the world of MMOs, I still don't think it's as good as how WoW used to be. But for us to know about how WoW used to be, we know we'll probably never see them days again. But for Final Fantasy 14, I mean, there's some challenge there that keeps it a little harder than WoW. It makes you feel like you're a little like you're actually achieving something when you're playing. The graphics are great, and
Are the graphics better than WoW?
oh yeah, but WoW's from 2004.
Yeah.
Where this came out, well, the reboot of this came out, I think in 2014, I think, something like that. So it's newer, but this MMO is a little different, where it has a main storyline, and the storyline is just fantastic, and the villain, I think, is just amazing. I think some of the best villains I've seen in a video game since probably even like Sephiroth days.
Are these all brand new characters in the Final Fantasy world, or are they previous characters?
Well,
from the
every
games?
Final Fantasy has a whole new set of characters.
Yeah.
But what they like to do is they like to use the same names over and over. Like there's a character named Sid,
Okay.
just like in all of them. And this Final Fantasy 14, I guess, takes a lot from Final Fantasy 5. So there's a lot of the enemies and things are from Final Fantasy 5.
Okay.
But the mechanics and the boss fights and that is great. The rating's okay. It's not like traditional MMO rating where you have to go through a dungeon. A lot of times with this, you just go in and the boss is standing right in front of you. That's something I would prefer to see, a whole dungeon that you get to rush through, but it's still fun. It's still probably the best MMO out right now. Now with Warcraft, next expansion, hopefully they kind of go back to how they used to be.
So what's the difference between what World of Warcraft was and what it is now? Why aren't you playing that game? Like, what changed and what don't you like about it anymore?
What most of us like to complain about with Warcraft is how they changed how it's not progression rating anymore. Where if a patch comes out, you're pretty much just playing in that patch, and that's the only game that really exists to you. Where back in the day, there'd be like 3 raids, and you'd have to go through and do the first raid, and you'd have to get gear from the first raid in order to get to the second raid, and then you'd go through that to just achieve to get to the third raid. But now they pretty much have so many catch-up mechanics that you could go into any raid at any time and be just as good as anybody else.
Oh, okay.
So there's really that sense of at least that whole sense of achievement and progression was lost to me.
Is Final Fantasy 14 do you consider it like a faster paced MMO compared to?
Well, actually it's probably a little slower just because the greater cooldown is 2.5 seconds, which is the time in between when you're available to use your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Where in WoW it was only a second.
Mm.
So I think it's not as fluid as WoW. It's a little more chunky. But the storyline is just fantastic. Even if you don't like MMOs, I would definitely suggest getting it and just playing through the storyline, and then just unsubbing when you're done with that. Even.
How long is the story mode?
Well, with all three expansions now, it's actually really, really long because there's 3 separate stories now.
Chris, have you played that? Have you played Final Fantasy 14?
I tried to play the trial,
Yeah.
but I couldn't go in. Don't know why.
Okay.
I saw people playing it online, and I think the guy I was seeing online stopped on a CG, the cinematic, and the game paused and asked him, "Hey, do you have 30 minutes to spend? Because there's a cinematic coming up, and you cannot stop it afterwards."
Oh, okay.
And when I saw that, like, the game warns you that there's a cinematic coming 30 minutes long,
Yeah.
I was like, no way, I'm not going
That's
to
like a
stand.
TV show.
It's just like seeing a TV show and then go back playing.
Well, let me ask you guys something. Cinematics in video games. Is this something that you? Well, I know you don't like Lewis, you skip right through them.
He skips through everything.
Some of them. It depends what game I'm
He'll
playing.
skip through
If it's a game that
dialogue.
really interests me, I won't skip it.
There,
But like if it's, let's see for example, like if it's like Injustice, I skipped all the cinematics, but it was because I already saw them previously.
yeah,
because
well,
I got the
understand
game
that.
late.
Yeah.
So I'll skip it then, or if it honestly if it doesn't interest me, like I won't. Like if it's a game I just want to play for the multiplayer, like COD and stuff, I skip all the cinematics. I just go straight to the missions just for the achievements.
As long,
Stuff like that.
as long as the cinematic keeps me interested, I don't mind sitting through it. For instance, Metal Gear Solid 4.
The whole game.
The whole game. I mean, great cinematics. The last part of the game, I think the cinematic was an hour long.
Yeah.
Just the ending, but it was so good that you didn't mind sitting through the whole thing.
Yeah. For example, the ones from Uncharted, they are
Another-
not that long.
Another good one.
But
yes.
even if I'm replaying the damn game, I keep seeing the cinematics.
Yeah, it was
So
really
it doesn't
good.
matter.
I was a little upset with the last Uncharted game because there was too much shooting in that game. There wasn't enough, rock climbing and all that, and that's one of the things that Uncharted
Exploration.
is good. Is why it got so popular. In my opinion, I think is because there wasn't too much shooting. It was more of a treasure hunting and climbing, figuring out puzzles, and the cinematics in that game were really good. Like Brian, you played all of the Uncharted. I think you played the one for the Vita also, right?
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, you enjoyed all of them. What was your favorite Uncharted game?
I still like the first one. I played and beat it like 8 times.
So you
I know I'm in the minority there, but I just love the first
you
one.
played the first one over the second one?
Yeah.
The second
I
one
know.
it was
I
right
just
from
like
the
the first
beginning. Right from the beginning, it was just insane.
I think I just love the story in the first one.
No, it was good.
I mean, when they turn into zombies, I was
But
like,
El
holy
Dorado
shit.
in the second one?
Yeah.
Oh man.
The
Yeah, I
Yetis?
play
That was
play all
pretty
of them, and I'm with you. The second one. I
The
think
second
was,
one was
I think
was the
everyone
better.
likes the second one.
I only
The
played
third one had
Yeah. It was alright.
what the airplane scene where
Yeah.
he falls and he tries to get back to the crates, and then he missed another plane that he's trying to get. That scene was like epic.
Yeah.
But the game, like, I felt it was like a little more flat on the cinematics. The story wasn't that good compared to the second one. 4-1, I didn't like it because from the very start, after the first 2-3 missions, you know how the story will go, and you know how the game will end.
Yeah.
And by the time the game ends, you're bored of it because you already knew from the start how it's going to play out. The only difference is I didn't expect the epilogue with his daughter.
Yeah.
But besides that, the game I knew what was going on from the very start. I think the second one was the best.
Yeah, I think with 4, it did have that moment towards the end. Like, they all had a moment where it, like, totally shifted off to something else.
Yeah.
Where in the first one, I don't want to have too many spoilers, but for those that played them know what I mean. Like,
It's an old game. You
Yeah,
can
well,
slow it
okay. Like in
down.
the first one, there's the undead zombies come. In the second one, there's the Yetis. But in the fourth one, nothing else really happened. You just kind of killed the bad guys the whole time. And you had a point. I actually never even realized that there really wasn't that much climbing in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Like any other ones.
It was more of a story between him and his brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, I mean, the story was great, don't get me wrong. And I like the fact that they gave you a backstory about the brother also, about how he was in jail and how he got out of jail, which was awesome. Okay, since we're on this topic, you have the Lost Legacy coming out this month. We talked about
That's
Uncharted
the-
Lost. It was supposed to be a
It's a
DLC.
standalone experience.
We
Now
were
it's a
talking about
standalone.
that last
Yeah,
week.
yeah, we talked about that bullshit.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna pick it up when it comes out. Even though there's no Drake.
This is Naughty Dog trying to introduce to people like, hey, Uncharted can keep going on
Yeah.
without Nathan Drake.
Okay.
Like, we already closed that chapter.
Well, what do you think? What do you think
But
about
goddamn, I love Sully, man. It ain't just gonna
Yeah.
suck
Well,
about
Sully.
Sully.
probably we'll see
He might
Sully.
see him, yeah.
Probably we'll see the girls. Maybe we can see Elena again.
Okay.
But they don't want to do Nathan again. But anyway, I think the game has a lot of places to go, a lot of treasures to do, and they can keep shifting characters.
There's so many characters that I think they can.
But people play this game besides the story. People play this game because the gameplay is really good.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter who or what character you're using. This game can keep going on from ages. Right?
Yeah, I think
looks
so
fantastic.
too. I mean, as long as Naughty Dog keeps making them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want another company saying,
Yeah.
"All right, we got the license. We're gonna make a game based on one of the Uncharted characters."
Well, but the problem is the IP. It's Sony.
It's
So
Sony.
if Sony decides eventually, all right, I'm going to take this IP and give it to another developer, Naughty Dog pretty much is screwed.
Yeah.
I think the only original IP they have right now is Last of Us, and I'm not sure if Sony owns that IP also.
Well, Brian, are you looking forward to this? Are you gonna get it when it comes
Oh
out?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What are you hoping to get out of this game? I mean, it was originally supposed to be just the DLC, and now they made it into a standalone DLC, which is gonna be like a separate disc.
Well, it has the multiplayer from the 4th one also.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not a big fan of the multi. Like, if
Yeah.
it's a single player game, I think it should
It
stay a
doesn't
single
need
player mode.
multiplayer.
Doesn't need it. What are you hoping to get out of this, man? This
I just hope they. I kind of like. I hope they stick to the formula pretty close. They don't try to switch too much up. But I also hope it's more than like 5 hours long because it was only going to be a DLC. So I hope.
They
I hope
say
we
it
get
was
some.
like 10 hours?
yeah, I think it was.
Oh, did they? Well, that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
for
It's
me.
10
then.
hours. It's more than the first game.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Shorter than the 4th one. So
Yeah,
it's
something in between those two games.
Yeah.
probably the same lead of the 3rd one. Pretty
And-
much. The 3rd one was like in between there.
I mean, I'll take it, and I can't wait for the next Last of Us game because the first one was.
Oh yeah.
Brilliant.
Did you play it?
Yes.
You
Last-
played it?
I played it really late. My dad borrowed it from my friend Dave,
Okay.
and I got to play that game.
Dave. Shout out to Dave.
Yeah,
Thanks for
shout
that.
out to Dave. Thanks for letting me play your game.
All right, go ahead.
That it was really good. It was another one of those games where the cutscenes you didn't mind watching it because
Yeah.
you knew it was building up the story.
Yeah.
And
And they were short. Like
Yeah, they
were not
weren't-
that
they weren't
long.
even that
Yeah,
long.
just when you thought the story was gonna end, you realized that you had a lot longer
Yeah.
left in the game.
That
Yeah.
freaking beginning of that game like blew my mind.
Yeah, I actually
Oh my
cried. I
God,
actually
I
cried.
know.
okay, my dad played the game, and I've never seen him cry
Yeah.
on a game. But then when he saw the little girl die in the
Right at the
beginning,
beginning, man.
I
Right
was
at
like,
the beginning.
holy
he was
What
like,
game was that?
Last
The
of
Last
Us.
of Us.
Oh, the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
remember where Joel is holding
Yeah,
his
the
daughter?
prologue. Yeah.
Yeah.
the prologue. Another thing that I really like about the game is that it's like and not a lot of games do this, but the cinematics they really flow really well with the gameplay. So once you get to a certain area
Mhm.
and it goes into the cinematic, you really can't tell. Unlike where with other games you'll see a black screen will come up for like
Yeah.
a second and then it'll come up.
With Uncharted, normally you can notice from gameplay to the cinematic,
Yeah.
but you can. It's really difficult to notice from the cinematic to the gameplay. That flow really well, and sometimes your character is just standing there because you didn't realize you're out
Yeah,
of
that-
cinematic.
The same thing
cinematic
with Metal
edit.
Gear 4. Like, you didn't know that the transition between the boss fight and
Oh,
the actual
Vamp.
cinematics.
No, that
and
was-
Vamp.
When
yeah.
you fight Vamp,
Yeah.
oh my
It's-
god.
Like games should utilize that
Because
more,
the camera rotates.
Exactly.
The
Yeah.
camera rotates until you see Snake on his third-person view, and
Yeah.
that's why you never notice.
And when you go back to Shadow Moses Island, oh my gosh. Metal
Yeah.
Gear Solid 4 is still, in my opinion, the best.
Yeah, well, 5
Metal
was, I
Gear
don't know
Solid
why people
game.
like
I
that
still
so
have
much.
yet to play.
Oh my gosh. Listen,
A
don't
single
just
one.
start anywhere. Start with the first one, alright? You gotta play all of them.
I think
They're so
I
good,
watched
man.
you play Snake
Five
Eater.
I
that
haven't
was
played.
it.
5 I haven't played, but Chris tells me, and
I
and
beat
Brian.
the first half. I thought I finally beat the game, and then they go into somewhere, got to repeat all the missions again. I was like, yeah, hell no. That was it for me.
The game is the
Oh, was it
fifth
finished?
one is really good, but yeah, you should play 1, 2, and 4, and 3 and 5. I think you can skip it if you're not interested in the background of the main character's father. If you're not interested in that plot, Just keep 1, 2, and 4. That's it.
Right.
That's the best games. Like the all
1,
three.
2, and 4.
1, 2, and 4. That's it.
1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
So you no 5. You don't need to play that.
Yeah, you can
It was
play. You
about
can
the
play
original.
it, but that's a story from the main character's father.
That's the beginning,
and like I said, like 2 weeks ago, that's not even the character. That's another character that looks like him.
Has there been an HD remake for these, or any sort of re-release of these games?
For PS3, I think there's
For
all of
PS3
them.
only?
Except obviously the 5.
2 and Snake Eater. You can't buy one remastered. The only one that came out remastered was for the GameCube, and it was the Twin Snakes, which was a really good remaster. You know, on Nintendo, the GameCube came out with the Resident Evil series remastered 1 and
1-0.
1 and 0. Thank
Yeah.
you. And then they came out with the Metal Gear, and that was really good. But you can buy it and play it. The PlayStation 1 version, which is still a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if you want to play that, I really recommend that.
I think if you
It's definitely a game I would play.
And I think you'd like. I think
you can go to Amazon and there's the Legacy Collection for PS3 and includes pretty much all the games, including the MSX version from the very first game, the NES version.
Mm.
Oh yeah, includes all of them. Like there's like 5 games in that collection right there.
Jeez.
So if you want to play it all,
Listen,
that's it.
be prepared to be mind fucked because Hideo Kojima is a crazy motherfucker. He is insane. And this new game coming out, Death Stranding. Or should I say
It's a lot of hype for it.
It is a lot of hype, and I understand the hype. There's no trailer yet for the actual gameplay, but they got Norman Reedus, who is really popular in the Walking Dead series.
Yeah.
Obviously,
He's a great
people
actor.
know him from that. So with him, after he left Konami, this new game is just gonna blow everyone away, in my opinion, because he's looking to prove that he doesn't need Konami to make the next great series. And I mean, I don't think he needed Konami anyway, but so BK, what other games are you playing either on console or on PC that you would recommend for the people listening?
I'm playing FF12, the remake on PS4. So that's fantastic. I actually didn't like it when it was on PS2
The what
that
remake?
much.
The
The Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac
12.
Age. Yeah, it's fantastic. They kind of imported the battle system that they had in the Japanese version of the original. It's much better. And then I started playing Xenoblade again on my 3DS, but it's
Oh yeah,
kind of
how do you
struggling.
like that?
I'm still struggling to play it on there. So.
Well, listen, you and Matt, I think, got Persona 5 at the
Yes.
same time.
Yeah.
You killed that shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! I when
Like
every time you
130
sent
hours.
the text,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I'm playing this game, Street Fighter, Marvel. It's like, and then I ended up falling off, and then picking up other games. I ended up getting Dishonored 2 way later, finishing that one because that's way faster than beating Persona 5. How many hours total did you put into that?
I think it's like 128 or something.
Oh, really?
28 hours.
Yeah.
Oh
It's-
wow,
it's-
that's
now-
not like 4.
It is definitely longer than 4, I thought, but
Yeah.
I'm like in a minority here. I feel like with all the YouTubers and stuff I watch, but I would play Persona 4 over 5. I think Persona 4 is still better.
Why? Like what? About
I
4 was
just
better?
felt a much better emotional connection
With
to
the
the
characters.
characters.
Yes,
Okay,
Persona 4
gotcha.
was very good at that. Like you wanted to as opposed to other games when in Persona 4 you hang out with the side characters. You know,
Mhm.
you can upgrade their personas. The better the relationship is with them,
Okay.
right? And with other games, I feel like a hassle. You know, you kind of just want to play the story. This is kind of just like a side thing that they have to do.
Got it.
But with Persona 4, each character's side thing to help them upgrade is it's a good length of time that you spend on each character, and each one is just as captivating as the original story.
Okay.
So you do want to keep moving forward, and it ends up making you feel it makes you care more about the other characters. So when you're making your team in Persona 4, and you do everybody's side missions, you feel who you want on your team based on what the story was for those characters, and some of them are really tragic and very sad.
And funny song.
Yeah, and Atlas is good.
Kanji.
Atlas is a great company in that aspect. Their storytelling is insane. Persona, Catherine, what else? What else did they make? I forget.
Look at this. This is the speedrun.com. I was checking the only person that has finished the game on the lowest time is 18 hours 14 minutes. A guy from Germany using a PS4 Japan PS4 version.
Oh man.
That's
nuts.
that's the lowest you can lowest time it would take you to beat that game.
So he just straight up did all story. He did not.
And that's the true ending. Like some people
Ending.
That's doing the true ending.
Okay.
All right, we're talking about video game characters. I want to know. I got a question for you guys. What is a game that you guys played that you were so like, you just loved the character so much, and something happened to that character, and
something happened.
Yeah, and you were just devastated. And
Walking Dead 1, Lee.
Oh, definitely.
The first Telltale Games, Walking Dead, season 1. The main character, Lee, what was it? Lee Everson, I think. I forget what his last name was.
But I know what you're talking about.
You play as Lee the entire time, and you're helping out this little girl named Clementine, and you're surviving with her. You and your group of survivors go through all these crazy things. People are dying. The choices you make move on to each episode. So you're hoping that everybody that you choose to live lives afterward. And in that, if you haven't played the game, screw you. It's been way too long.
It's a great character. It's a great game.
You need to play the game.
Great game, great character.
And the ending,
it
doesn't matter if I even say
no, it doesn't matter.
Okay, when Lee gets bit, everybody is he gets bit. I think 2 episodes. Yeah, 2 or I think 1 episode before the final episode.
Yeah. And
people were trying to figure out, okay, what's gonna happen? Is he gonna like chop off a limb? Is he gonna like what's gonna happen? And later on, toward the end of the game, you see him slowly dying from the disease that turns you into a zombie, or a walker that they call in the game, zombie. But finally, Lee makes the choice of handcuffing himself to a
looks like I think a water heater.
Yeah, something like that.
Radiator.
It's a radiator.
Yeah.
He handcuffs himself to a radiator, and he's about to turn. And this is where all the waterworks are coming, because he has to instruct Clementine for the final time to help her get out of a building, and you were able to make a decision of whether Clementine, the heartbreaking and heart-wrenching decision of having Clementine either shoot Lee and put him out of his misery, or let Lee turn, and either one carries over into the next season, where Clementine is either haunted by Lee's death turning into a zombie, or haunted by the fact that she had to shoot Lee in the head. And in the first season, she's like 8, I think. Seven or 8.
Yeah.
And it was a super emotional moment in the game. And what I chose, I decided she's not going to shoot Lee, so I had her just walk out. What did you guys choose?
I did the same thing.
You did the same thing. You couldn't take her.
I was hoping that me not shooting him would result in
him living.
Somebody finding him and him surviving. But I was wrong in that season. In the next season, because you didn't see him at all.
Nope.
But Lewis, what game? I don't even know what kind of games you play, man. Really, I don't.
I don't have an answer to this question.
Like,
I usually just play fighting games and not really story-based games.
Yeah.
Wait. Before he starts talking another topic, because I'm pretty sure he's going to talk.
I was going to pass on the thing and somebody else can talk about it.
I'm a Xbox fan, and I remember Gears of War 2 when the character Dawn sacrificed himself for.
How did I forget that?
To help. I don't remember.
It was
the
that
second
2?
one.
I didn't listen. It was 2.
It was the third one.
The third one, but I remember in 2 when he thinks his
sees
wife is perfect. She's alive.
Yeah.
But really, it was just a vision.
skeleton.
Yeah, exactly. And that was heartbreaking, right
Yeah,
there.
that was. And then in the third one, he sacrificed himself because he's so emotional from that event,
Gotcha.
and then he sacrificed himself like in the. And I was like crying when I for a minute there. I was like, probably he will appear later on in the game.
Yeah.
He didn't die. No, he's really died. I was like, no, why? No, that's my favorite character.
Yeah.
That's the character I always use for multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like when
I think
I was playing the game.
I think the majority of the players that was their favorite
Yeah,
character.
when I
in
was playing the
series.
game, I was always wanted to be the second player,
Yeah.
just to play as him. And the other character was Master Chief. I think it was the fourth game. When he's fighting the last guy.
The didact.
Yeah, and he kills him, but he kills him with the help of Cortana.
Uh-huh.
But Cortana sacrificed herself to help Master Chief survive that battle, and then at the end they're talking, but they're in a subconscious
it's more
phase.
it's more of a fragment. Of
Yeah,
Cortana.
something like that. They're talking,
okay.
and you can see Master Chief. He's always had the helmet, but I'm pretty sure he was crying inside that helmet.
Okay.
That scene felt so emotional. I was crying seeing that. I
Yeah.
think those are the two most emotional characters.
Yeah.
The other one, it was something I felt. It doesn't matter. The game didn't show anything. Was the transition from Metal Gear 2 to Metal Gear 4 when you see old Snake old, and then when they are explaining why he's turning old. You're rapid aging because your genes are bad. Blah blah blah.
Died, yeah.
And then when they're explaining that, you see the character like, oh damn, and then you like a player, you're like, damn, no, that means my favorite character is going to die.
You've been invested since the first game with this character.
Exactly.
With Solid Snake.
And then it was something like, oh my god! And at the very end, that you see he's so very old, and then out of nowhere you see his dad right there, and the dad looks younger than him.
Yeah, no.
Like I was like,
it's
no
crazy.
way, that this guy is going to die first.
Such a great game.
No,
Oh my God.
I think those three are my most emotional characters, endings, or whatever you want to tell.
I got another one.
Hold on, let
Brian?
before you go, I want to hear Brian's.
Brian. Most emotional character loss. Let's hear it.
Emotionally and into a character that you had.
Who made you stay up at night?
Well, I haven't played it in years, but Tales of the Abyss, which is one of the Tales of series RPGs. I remember the main character that you played as was so annoying in the beginning, but as you played, he got more mature, and then you find out that the bad guy is your brother, but you're a clone of him, so you're not even really alive. But when you fight him, you have to But at the end fight, this is another long game. So when you finally get to fight him, you realize you have to sacrifice yourself to kill him. And it really pissed me off because I actually really liked the character a lot. But then you sacrifice yourself to beat him, and then the long cutscene plays through, and then at the end, it shows you actually standing there to the point where you as the clone took your brother's body, and now you're actually a real human.
Oh, okay.
So I was pissed off at first, but then at the very end, it actually ended out pretty good.
Yeah, he came back.
Yeah. Really, the only other game that I can think of really bad is Mass Effect 2. I thought the character building in that game was freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, in Mass Effect 2, the suicide mission.
Yeah, now there is ways to play through so nobody dies, but I was not able to do that.
No.
And when my people started getting picked off, it actually really bothered me. Because I think the only one that lived for me was Jack, because for some reason I picked Jack as my lover.
You were using a female tripper or
no? Jack's a girl, but she's like
Oh, okay,
punk gothic, and she has all these tattoos all over.
Yeah,
no,
she's
but
badass.
your shipper was female.
No, my shepherd was a guy.
Oh.
Big Dick Bazoozo.
But all my other guys died, and it sucked because
Really?
I thought they were
I
smart.
cheated. I
Bombs.
cheated when I
Bombs.
finished that game. I cheated. I saw how they. I went to the mission. I saw that all my team died. When I arrived to the final fight, I was all alone. Everybody died. I was like,
on the way?
yeah,
That's
no,
never
everybody-
happened to me.
no, everybody died because I didn't do any loyal mission, anything. So when I saw that, I had a backup save, and then I went back to the backup save, do all the loyalty missions, do the 100% everything, went to and upgrade the ship. And then when I went to the mission, everybody survived. I was like, yes,
Upgrade
this
the
is
ship.
the ending.
That game was great.
I didn't know you could upgrade the ship. Maybe
Yeah,
that's the last
yeah.
thing I needed.
That's how you make everybody survive.
'Cause
you
every
need
time-
you need to do all the loyalty missions, and then when you do, they let you upgrade the ships. In that parts they are working on during the suicide mission, and that's how you get everyone alive at the end.
Every time for me, either the Solarian died, the Doctor. I forget
Yeah.
what's his name. Either the Doctor died, Garrus, which always pissed me off because I need Garrus on my squad at all times.
Who's Garrus? Which one's Garrus?
Garrus, he's the shoot.
That's the
I
scientist.
He's the no. Garrus is the in the first game.
The commander?
He is
I know.
he used to be part of the police force,
Oh yeah.
and then
Okay, all right.
and he joined. He's
The one that
easily-
looks like a cockroach.
Gotcha.
Yes. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
I couldn't think of the name of the species, but I always had him and I always had Liara on my team.
It's funny
Wow,
because
we
he has like two things on his mouth.
Yeah.
And when he talks like
Yeah.
but it looks like a cockroach.
Man, if BioWare could have kept making them that good, it would have been
I
great.
know.
All
yeah.
right.
I got,
on that. Hold on. Did you play Mass Effect? The last one?
No,
Did you
I didn't
play
even
it?
buy it.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, we know. You know how terrible. Everybody knows how terrible that game was.
Giant,
so we're not even.
giant.
They
gonna play
shut
it.
down the studio that made it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard about
they
that.
didn't shut down the studio. They just merged the studio with another one.
Damn.
It was BioWare, but it was made by Motive Studios inside BioWare. I think they merged that studio with another one.
Oh, okay.
I had
They
so
still-
much
they are
trust for
still
BioWare
there.
games until
No.
like KOTOR,
Oh, my
What
God.
about Anthem?
Anthem. No, Anthem's gonna be amazing.
You think so?
Oh yes.
It's too early
After-
to tell, man.
Yeah.
I'm calling it. Anthem's gonna be amazing. There's gonna be the makeup for the giant
Resurrection.
flop that Mass Effect was.
I think with that game they're just trying to mimic Destiny, and if they don't make it better than Destiny 2, that game won't be a hit.
If
Look Titanfall. They did Titanfall because it was supposed to be better than Call of Duty. Never make it.
Yeah.
I'm worried because the game looks really good,
Mm-hmm.
but that was like an alpha state when they show it.
I don't know if you guys remember the game. It was for the original Xbox called Mech Assault.
No.
Anthem. When I saw the trailer for Anthem, it reminded me of this game. In Mech Assault, you choose a
I think I
wide variety of different mechs to use. So there were some that were meant to be really fast, some that were meant to be
Yeah, it's
tanks,
spoken the floor.
and
1,000.
in,
there it goes.
That's all right.
in Anthem, those bio suit or no, I forget what they call them. They call them like exosuits or something. It reminds me of that, but kind of on a grander scale. Just because with newer games you can do more, obviously. So some of them can fly. Some of them are just meant for sprinting.
Yeah.
So and they'll have different abilities. Obviously, like the tank has its own like homing missile, its own shield that they showed off. I think it's gonna be really fun just because of the wide variety of those exosuits.
Okay.
Or just from what the dude was or what the dude was saying over the gameplay. He was saying, there's a bunch of different exosuits that you can customize, and it'll be like nobody's suit will be the same and all.
Not
things
native
like that.
4K for the Xbox One X.
Nope. No. Not
PS4 neither.
No, not
Wow,
even PS4.
really? Wow, no, that's crazy.
So
It's
really,
like-
there's really no reason to buy an Xbox One X anymore.
no.
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 Even the Pro, like people that bought the Pro, all right, you bought it because probably you wanted it or because your normal PS4 died, but it's really there's no really use for a PS4 or
Yeah.
Pro right now. You may have a 4K TV on HDR, whatever, and maybe you will see the menus run faster, maybe the loadings may run faster, but there's not like a big difference in gameplay at all. I was playing Horizon recently, and when I first started last week, the game looked like really crappy.
Yeah.
It looked like a plastic doll in the back of the main character. Then the game picks up later, and then you see like the graphics, and even on my normal PS4, I see it looks really great.
Well, Brian was telling me how amazing it looks in HDR.
Yeah, I think, the Pro, I kind of agree with Chris. The Pro would be more worth it if there was more games with HDR, but it seems like they're pretty few and far between, even with the new ones.
All right,
Where they put that in.
well, let's get into the Switch because I have one. Brian has one. Chris unfortunately he couldn't get his hands on one today.
I will.
But
soon.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he will soon.
Sell your kidney.
So Brian, what can Nintendo do to help you purchase more games for this? What can they put out there that's gonna interest you, man? Because for me, I have Mario Kart and I have Zelda. I beat Zelda. I only play Mario Kart with my friends, and it's not a single player game.
Yeah, same thing. Well, first off, Zelda's freaking amazing. I'll just get that out of the way. I mean, it is amazing. I would like to see more traditional Zelda-style dungeons in it, but oh well, I'll take what they got because it was still amazing. And I got Mario Kart, and that's about it also. Just some of the games that they've been coming out with just definitely aren't really for me. ARMS looks... I'm sure it's a good game to the right person, but not to me. And I'm still up in the air on Splatoon 2. I would get it, but I'm just a little bit worried about their online and their chat thing.
No, you're not the only one. A lot.
That
of
it's
people-
like, I probably don't know if I'd really play it. I mean, when they start coming out with some of their other games like Mario...
And you have never taken your Switch out of the dock, right? You've always.
I played it in handheld
the
mode a
first
couple
time
times.
when he came here to show it to us.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm okay. All right, you have never taken it to work or anything like that.
No, I can't take that to work. So
It's just not right now. The games for it, it's just
Well,
not.
But the lineup looks really decent because I was checking. Pokken is coming this year, the DX version.
Oh, Lewis can talk about that because
Yeah.
he was a real big fan of that game.
Mario Odyssey is coming. Fire Emblem Warriors it still has 2017 in the date, no specific date,
Yeah.
but it's still coming this year. What they announced Resident Evil Revelations
That I'll buy.
1 and 2 for like the complete edition.
Yeah,
whatever.
even though I
This
played
year.
1 and 2 already, I played 1 when it was on the 3DS, and I played 2 on the PlayStation 4. Even though I played them both, I'll still buy it for the Switch because I want to. They have good replay value.
Yeah. They haven't announced it, but I'm pretty sure 7 could come to the Switch because between Resident Evil Revelations 2 and 7, the graphics didn't improve that much, and the gameplay is not hectic. There's no a lot of enemies on screen and anything, so it's a pretty good game to put on a Switch, and I think it runs in everywhere.
Do you recommend buying Resident Evil 7? Because Brian was talking about this before. He wasn't sure if he wanted to buy it. And
It's-
I'm not sure if I want to buy. I mean, I'm a little bitch with those games, man. I hate being scared
Yeah,
like
but-
that. Even though I love Resident Evil games, 7's in first person view, and that scares the shit out of me, man.
All right, but that's you because you're not used to first persons.
Yeah.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah.
I think the game is great, has a great story, have a lot of jump scares. The graphics are really good. The soundtrack is really good. Everything is good. The bad thing is, it takes you to finish the game from the first time with all the jump scares and all this and everything. Takes you roughly maybe 8 hours. if you go slow pace, trying to search for everything, whatever. After that, the second time, third time, you will speed run that shit. And last time, the last record I did, it was like 2 hours and 13 minutes.
Okay.
So you can beat that game really quick, and after the second playthrough, probably you won't need to play that game again. And with all the DLC, it's like spin-off on the main story. It doesn't have to do anything with the main character you're using, so it really doesn't matter if you play them or not. And they promise a free DLC, like a epilogue mission after the ending of the game.
Yeah.
And they pretty much cancel that.
Oh, okay.
Or at least postpone. And there's no date where that free DLC or epilogue is coming next. But to answer your question, I think yes, I would recommend the game if you want a game so you get those jump scares. It's a really good horror game that has come this year. There's a few of them right now, but I think that's the best. If you want the game just to keep replaying it like the previous Resident Evils, like it were more action and you could replay them, it's not for you. Like for a replay value, it's not good.
Well, after Resident Evil 6, they had to do something different because Resident Evil 6 was a lot of people hated it. I didn't mind it. I got through it. I liked it. But this is pretty much they're trying to revive the series.
Like I said, I love this game. If they keep throwing content that matters, like DLC that matters, I will keep replaying the game.
Mm-hmm.
But after I beat it like 2 times, 3 times, I think I beat it 3 times, speed running it on the harder difficulty. I got everything. I don't care anymore.
Okay, gotcha.
Replay value is not worth it. If you just want the experience, one-time experience, you could rent it and you could beat that game in 1 day and that's it. You don't need to beat it out more.
So back to the Switch. The thing I actually really want, I was really looking forward to, was the Virtual Console. I don't know what's taking so long with that.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Because I really want to get some of the old GameCube games that I loved and Super Nintendo games. And I kind of like that they're bringing out the Wii U games, some of them, because the Wii U's fantastic. But I would really like to see Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 come back, which I think they kind of hinted on, that they're actually going to re-release it on the Switch.
I mean, I hope so. Because both of those games were fantastic.
Yeah,
they were really good.
Platinum Games threw like a teaser out where it showed something that people were saying that kind of hinted that they're going to re-release it on the Switch, so I hope.
Maybe they announced the third one and comes with all 2 of them. For the
that'd
Switch.
be freaking fantastic.
That would be
that'd be so awesome.
Well, what are some games on the Virtual Console that are you looking forward to?
Super Mario Sunshine.
Great game.
Eternal Darkness, which was fantastic.
Okay.
On the GameCube. And then one of my favorite games of all time. It was also released on a Dreamcast, but it's one of them rare games where it's like $200 or something if you want to buy it. But it's an old JRPG called Skies of Arcadia that was on the GameCube. Also, I'd love to see that again.
Okay.
If it was me, Virtual Console, Donkey Kong 64.
All right.
I want to play that game.
All right.
Mario Sunshine. I doubt they make it, but both Mario Galaxies.
Okay.
Like
I've
if they
never
for
played
some
them.
reason they make them compatible with the Switch, I will play those games. But yeah, I think the one I really want to play is DK64.
Yeah, I want all the Donkey Kongs.
And the
I loved all
Metroid
of them.
Primes.
The Metro Primes, I think they can do it because
But they're out on the
Switch
Wii.
has
They came out on the
new
Wii U. They were out on the Wii U because remember Super Mario Galaxy came out in the Wii U too. They put it in the store, so there's no reason why these can't come out in the Switch.
But when they released that on the Wii U, it was just a port
That's
from.
Yeah, but you needed to use the Wii
controllers.
modes.
Yeah, which I didn't like at all. And plus, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they upgrade the graphics a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Joy-Cons can work like Wiimotes, no?
That's true. Good point.
I think so.
It's the
Yeah,
same
I
exact
think
thing.
they can work, and they had the HD Rumble, HD censors whatever inside. So
How about Red Steel? Do you want to see that one come back?
Oh,
no.
that soundtrack, man. I'll take it.
I remember when
Oh,
when
God.
this guy bought Red Steel, man. We were all at his house playing it.
Listen,
That was mad long ago.
I waited 17 hours for the Wii.
I was the only person that would like that game.
Oh my gosh. And it was terrible because I was working at Lowe's at the time. I had to go right from Walmart. I had to go right from Walmart while I was waiting for the Wii, and I had to go right to work at Lowe's that was right next door. And that was a really terrible day. But hey, I got it, and I can't say it was worth the wait.
and we are talking about Nintendo. So I am reading here a news that Super Mario Odyssey is going to be rated higher than
E10 plus.
E10 plus for the first time a Mario game.
I think because of
E10 plus.
possession.
You think that's why?
Yeah.
For the cap possession, like you throw the
Yeah.
cap and you possess
Oh,
animals
okay.
and stuff like that.
One thing I don't like is the fact that these Mario games are becoming too easy.
Yeah.
I don't want a Mario game that's easy.
But you saw the gameplay for this one; it doesn't look that easy.
But the fact that you have unlimited lives, I don't like that. Make me work for my lives. All right.
Well, all right, you die, you lose coins.
Yeah.
You run out of the coins. You have to start from the beginning.
Damn it! I want to play Mario now.
So it looks they took the Sonic concept.
Yeah.
If you get hit, you lose coins.
Yeah.
When you get over, like you don't have coins, you will have to restart a mission.
Okay.
Or go back to the starting point
I've only
of the
seen-
map.
I've only seen one gameplay video on it, and there was people playing it that were not entertaining. If you're gonna stream something, please be entertaining, or else I'm not gonna watch your stream. That's it. Brian, anything else on the Switch?
Xenoblade Chronicles and
Oh, the
Shin Megami Tensei. They're supposed to be bringing a Switch. I hope it's awesome. And there's a few I think that they can roll with, but those are the best for me.
Matt just popped his head up
I know,
like
I
a
said
meerkat
Yeah.
when he heard that.
No, it was just after hearing Shin Megami Tensei because he's the one that did the first 4 Personas,
Yeah.
and I don't think he did the 5th. But no, it was just hearing that name. It felt nice.
I got Apocalypse, Matt. I haven't played it. I heard it's fantastic on a 3DS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
I have a lot of 3DS backlog, man.
That.
Are you planning to finish that backlog before
know.
the year ends?
I know. I have so many 3DS games I haven't played. Oh, man.
Xenoblade Chronicles. You said you didn't really like the fighting in that game.
It's confusing to me because I'm like an old school turn-based guy. So it's a little confusing for me.
What was the first RPG you ever played?
Oh, my
Brian?
God. Dragon Warrior on Nintendo
Oh wow.
with the slimes, the metal slimes. And
All right. Now on August, but for the Switch, Sonic Mania is coming.
But the best one's Phantasy Star 2.
I think I might pick up the Sonic Mania for the Switch.
I'm thinking about it, too.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle
hell
is
no.
by the end of this month.
I think that might be your type of game, Brian.
I'm not a huge strategy
It's like
Type
a XCOM. type of
XCOM,
game.
yeah. I might get it. I'm gonna
But
wait for
I
reviews.
saw a gameplay, like they showed different like Game Informer, whatever. They posted like videos of them playing, and the game
They
looks
said they
really
loved
fun.
it. Yeah, they said
Yeah,
they loved it.
they're having early reviews, kind of,
Uh-huh.
not official ones, like in first impressions.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they love the game.
Oh okay.
Yeah, if it has good reviews, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah. Still, Skyrim is coming this year, holidays.
No, thank you.
And like I told you, Fire Emblem Warriors is still scheduled for
I just want Fire Emblem like
fall
3DS
of this
now.
year.
You don't want the Warriors garbage, right?
Nah.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that anymore. I played
Dragon Quest 11's coming out for the Switch too, but
Dragon Quest.
yeah.
Man,
I think, but that's next year.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 11.
I'll be getting it on PS4 though.
Holy shit, man.
Xenoblade, yeah, it's still coming holidays.
Is it? Nice?
For the wrestling fans, 2K18,
No, thank you.
WWE is coming. Let me see, Steep, the snowboarding game, it's coming also. Yeah, the rest is like a bunch of indie games. The Pokken is coming September 22.
Okay. Well, I'm not interested in Pokken. I bought it for when it was out for the Wii U, and I played it maybe once. And it wasn't even my copy. It was somebody else's. So that's definitely not a game that I'm interested in.
I think that's the entire schedule.
Well, all right. What is a point where you just put your foot down and say, all right, that's enough ports for Nintendo. Just stop porting stuff from the Wii U over to the Nintendo Switch.
I think we'll keep seeing that. Sadly, that's how it's going to be.
I don't understand.
Like I said, I kind of like it as long as they bring the right games. Like, let's do Mario 3D World.
Okay. All right.
Let's do some Bayonetta. Let's do some.
But what can they put into it? Because they keep pricing these
Donkey
games
Kong
at $60.
Tropical Freeze. Yeah, I think they
You know what I want
lower
to
the
see?
price a little bit.
Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, the 3DS
that'd be
versions,
great.
up-res for the Switch.
All right.
Also, I want to see Wind Waker, Skyward Sword.
So
Zelda
Pretty much
collection.
all the
That'd be
Zeldas
sick.
from the
Okay.
Wii and
That'd
the
be
Wii
nice.
U.
All right.
They'd make a
Coming back
killing
in.
off that.
Well,
too.
listen, with the size of the game that Breath of the Wild was, and that little cartridge, it's insane how much data they can put in one little.
I think the game's only like 15 gigs, ain't it? Or was it more?
I don't know, but
It was
I
that
mean,
much.
that card is. I mean, it's a small, so I'm sure they can fit all the Zeldas that ever came out on one Switch
Yeah.
disc or whatever the hell you
Oh,
want to
yeah,
call it,
'cause-
cartridge.
Can you find one?
that's the thing. Can you find one?
Well, the Pokemon, for the Pokemon fans, this coming the mainline game. I play Pokemon. Who of you said?
He was playing the last
You were
one.
playing
he didn't
Pokemon?
finish it yet.
Yeah, I
got
got it. Didn't finish it. I got bored with it, and ended up just not finishing it. Then later on, I decided that I'll have something to do when I'm just sitting around at work. I may as well just finish this game.
Yeah.
So starting to get back into it. It's fun. Now that I mean, I know a little bit more what I'm doing than with the older games, but I mean, it's good. It's.
But what you think about the main ones coming for the Switch next year probably?
Main ones being.
They just announced at the E3 they're going to do like a Pokemon mainline game for the Switch.
Like Pokemon Moon coming out on the Switch.
Something like that.
Well, I don't.
You like them on handheld like the 3DS,
Yeah,
right?
maybe just because I'm so used to having it on handheld, with Fire Red being on the Game Boy, but seeing that on a Switch,
I'm telling you,
I feel like that's
Nintendo's
just them
gonna keep-
stretching it.
Listen, Nintendo's gonna keep porting games over to the Switch until people stop buying them.
You didn't notice when they announced the Yoshi game, it looks exactly like Yoshi Yarn from the Wii U.
Oh yeah,
The
it
Yoshi
does.
Woolly World, whatever.
Yeah,
it's
It
the
same
looks
thing.
exactly the same. It has exactly the same aesthetics and everything. It's that's just a port.
How
They
about
just
Smash?
can't-
You guys want Smash ported?
Probably that's going to be next year.
That-
Probably by summer next year.
I
it's-
never
you're
really
going
got
to
into it,
announce.
but
Matt and Lewis were really into Smash. They played that in tournaments several times until I introduced them to Street Fighter and Marvel, and now they don't play Smash anymore at all.
how about PlayStation All Stars?
No, he doesn't play Smash
All
anymore.
right, Lewis doesn't play Smash
No,
anymore.
he's done with that game.
Yeah.
By the way,
Well, I'm
Lewis
done
left.
until I told you if they release good characters for the next version, I'll
Yeah,
pick it
bring
up
it back.
again. I just
Even if it's a port, probably that's going.
if it's the same characters, I'm not getting it. If
It'll
they
be
add
called
more characters, I'll get it. But that's the only reason I'll get it. Like if it's just
Ultimate.
stages or if they just combine the two versions into one version, I won't get it. It has to be characters.
I'm
It has to be
telling
more
That's
than one.
that's what they did with Mario Kart.
It has to be at least-
with the Pokemon. They put the DX because it's including all the DLCs, including a few extra things.
But the thing is that those characters were announced a while ago, but they were never added until the main game, and now they're finally adding them into the DX version. But they are announced they were in the arcade versions, like Empoleon.
The Japanese arcade.
But they weren't even introduced into the Wii U version
Uh,
until now. And that
Shame.
Pokemon game, I'll probably get it because I played all the Pokemon games.
The Pokemon one? Oh,
The new-
main line?
Yeah,
Actual
the last main line that was for console was Pokemon XD was the Shadow of Darkness,
Oh, yeah.
and I played that one like 4 times.
All right, so we got this holiday season coming up, and you got the PlayStation 1X. You got the short supply.
PlayStation 1
PlayStation 1 X.
Xbox. I'm sorry,
One X.
Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xbox One X. I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the
That's
next
next.
console. You got the Xbox One X, the hopefully a decent supply of the Nintendo Switch.
They should have it before the holidays.
Well, I'm hoping.
I
I
hope
mean, they gotta have.
That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for Christmas to then say, "Hey, we got all the Switches that y'all want."
and there'll be a bunch of different bundles.
You know what? Probably they won't have that much because they are promising the the Super Nintendo version for the holidays also.
Oh, that's supposed to be released this month for pre-order.
Yeah, but it's all the way. It's going to be selling all the way until
Yeah.
the end of the year.
All right, so we have this new console coming out for Xbox, okay? And this is supposed to be the middle console between this and the new generation. Now, Brian in our group chat said, I'm going to buy an 8K TV because the new PlayStation 5 is supposed to be 8K. How soon is too soon, man? How soon is too soon to bring out the next PlayStation?
Look, I don't want it out till at least 2021, 22, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So, I mean, rumors have it that it'll probably be like not even 2 years from now. But I think if they put it out like that, that's just stupid because all these people are buying PS4s like crazy.
I think they're like Sony's shitting their pants because of this Microsoft console.
I don't think they're. I think the Xbox One X is gonna flop.
I mean, I
I
think
don't have any
so
games
too.
to play on a damn thing. What's the point?
Yeah, I agree. Pretty much right now, it's just old games that you already have are gonna look a little better maybe
And-
on this new console.
And I mean, I got the PS4 Pro. I got an LG OLED. Just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, thanks, man.
4K
Yeah,
HD.
keep bragging.
And I'll tell you right now, some of these games look unbelievable on that thing.
Did you?
And-
You didn't finish Neo, did you?
No,
Because I did stop at your house and I saw Neo.
but it does
and
look good.
The blacks on these OLED TVs are really good. So if
Crazy
you're
black
interested
guys.
in getting a new TV, make sure it has HDR. Don't be a fucking idiot
Yeah.
like me and purchase the first batch of
4K.
4K Ultra HD TVs that come out. Make sure you're getting the right one. This is a really big investment.
Don't get curved.
Yeah, and don't get curved. Just get regular. And there's a lot of competition TVs out there. Sony has an OLED now,
But
And-
LG makes the
and
panel.
LG does make the panel. And I don't know what the hell Samsung's doing.
QLED.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Go OLED, because that's the route I'm going next. I'm just waiting for a better console to come out, or for me to actually get Brian to build, or Chris to build me a really good PC, and then I'll upgrade my TV and maybe sell the one I have now, because it doesn't have HDR,
Save it for the venue.
or save it for the venue. Yeah.
'Cause you know you're gonna end up buying more TVs. Might as well just save that one.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a good TV.
All right, that's a good contribution right there from Lewis. I think Lewis is a little salty from that Peggle tournament we had earlier.
No, I want to do another
God,
one.
it
here.
wasn't even a con-
It was
a
fun.
tournament.
We should do it with everybody after
Yeah.
this. It was fun.
Brian whooped our ass in Peggle earlier. Peggle 2. That's a fun game for you to play alone or with your friends.
Yeah, that was
it
fun,
was
man.
fun. It was fun. And that was a game that I hadn't played in a long time, and I saw it. I had this conversation in one of our podcasts where I really turned on my Xbox One, and I'm finally starting to play it now. I'm playing this game called Rhyme that has a really good soundtrack, and I think it's a really good game. These guys were watching me play; they thought it was boring as shit. So I put Peggle on, and we all ended up having a ball.
Play it again after this.
So yeah, we might end up playing it again after.
Tournament.
So are there any other stories? I know Netflix is in debt $20 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
20 billion.
Wow.
Sorry,
They
20
might,
billion.
They might actually be straight up shit.
What they do?
$20 billion. Just all the movies and all the movies, the original series they're making.
Yeah, but
I think they'll
Just-
listen. Investors, they said they weren't worried about it, but $20 billion.
If they don't do that, they might just say it might be that, but they might have a project under their belt because they buy a lot of licenses and they've been buying really good ones, and then they can make their own shows too.
Yeah.
If
They
buy the
just
full
announced
license.
they're
They
going
just
to
have to
do
good though.
like 5 remakes of popular anime.
Oh
Like
yeah.
Saint Seiya, Sailor Moon, whatever. They're going to do a lot of animes.
They're gonna make a lot
I
of
was
money.
I was telling Brian. I asked him if he watched the Castlevania, and he hasn't watched it.
I only care about one thing on TV.
It's good, man.
Game of Thrones, baby.
Yeah.
Oh my
How
god.
are you enjoying it?
I haven't
Oh
started
my
watching
God.
it.
You love it?
I didn't watch anything.
I've all-
I didn't
yeah,
watch
love
The
it.
season's great.
anything.
Reading the books and everything, I love it.
I'm hoping that the next season will be the last one. Then I can just watch the whole thing all at
It's
once.
supposed to
and not
be,
have worry
but
about it.
I think they're saying the episodes are gonna be 2 hours long.
What?
Yeah.
All right. Game of Thrones. The production on those shows, I hear, is incredible.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's like the budget is they have a huge budget,
Yeah.
and it's
They all
pretty
got $1
much
million an episode.
it's pretty much a feature film every week. So
Well,
is
the
it-
books are
they ha-
fantastic too, but
Let's-
Oh,
it's
they're
different
not
than the
Game of
books now.
let's say they stop showing them on HBO and they said, all right, you're gonna have to pay to go to the movie theater every week to watch this.
Shit,
Would you go?
Yeah, because I've been following so long, and it's different than the books now, so I'd have to go.
Oh,
I'd have to go.
So you don't know what were you gonna say, Louis?
Rogue One is actually on Netflix now too.
Which one's that?
I like
Star
that
Wars
too.
Rogue One.
That's good too.
Oh yeah.
It's on there.
Oh, okay.
They've been buying like so many good like movies that are just coming out. Like, and also, did any of you guys
But
ever
that's-
watch like The Last Airbender?
They didn't buy the Disney franchise
The-
or whatever.
The cartoon?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No.
None of you guys?
Oh yeah.
Besides us two.
Yeah.
But
I
they
know-
bought
I-
the license to that too, and that's a really popular show.
They didn't buy the license for that. That's a deal that Disney strike with Netflix.
See,
that's
that's
Nickelodeon.
that's what I'm thinking.
No,
No, he's talking about Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Oh, Rogue One. Yeah,
Force
Star Wars.
Awakens, all the Disney
Force Awakens wasn't on there.
movies are coming out. The Avengers Civil War.
No,
that was on it.
after like 1 month.
Doctor
Strange. in the
Doctor
movies.
Doctor
Have you seen
Strange
Doctor
is on there.
Doctor Strange.
You gotta see that, man.
That's how
I'm telling
deal-
you. Listen, when you get home, I'm gonna give you my Netflix information. You should at least watch Doctor Strange. That's a really good movie.
Yeah, it's
man.
good.
It's really good. Or we
Username
could have,
is Big Teddy Committee.
or we could have a movie night here and watch it all together.
Oh man, we could have a movie night. We could all get in our nightgowns.
Yeah, man.
No,
Watch
my nightgown is where I
popcorn.
just go naked with just
Popcorn.
socks.
Yeah, we'll wear nightgowns. You wear a fucking night tent.
I'm putting a fucking parachute. I got a parachute. I'll cut 3 holes in it.
or he said he'll wear only socks.
I said I'm only wearing
Just
socks.
socks.
Just for
Yeah.
the
So what's
night.
up in the fighting game world,
Part
man?
time.
Nothing.
There's always
Fighting game
something.
world? Oh my god, we're still
Allura.
waiting for Marvel. We're still waiting for.
Allura,
Oh,
dude, IDOM?
The 2 new characters they announced for Marvel.
Oh yeah, I guess
Yeah.
we could talk about in
Firebrand
the
or
most
Dormammu.
I
recent.
heard part time's gonna be in that game.
Yeah. Dormammu and Firebrand are for Infinite. Wasted slots.
Yeah.
I want better
Oh, man, they
characters.
suck. Do they?
Uh,
When's
the-
Blanca gonna be in Street Fighter 5? That's what I
Never.
don't know.
I hope next season.
The
They're gonna bring them most of the guys.
the most recent tournament that had passed, Defend the North, went by, and Lewis had to text me because I wasn't interested.
I watched
but
the whole
apparently Punk, who was number 2 at Evo, lost again to a player that he dominates usually on the
Yeah.
East Coast, IDOM, a Laura player.
Yeah, but I heard he wasn't using Karen the whole
No,
time.
he was using Karen.
He was using Karen.
Karen the whole
I
time.
watched that shit live.
He was using Karen. He got perfected.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
he got wrecked.
In the final round, he got perfected, and
Oh.
that's how IDOM won the tournament.
Oh, okay.
Check this out. So he wins IDOM, dominates Street Fighter.
Yeah.
He wins all the way through winners. He wins Street Fighter first place. That I think it was the day before he gets second place in Ultimate Marvel.
I heard about that too.
He got second
He lost
place.
to Chris G, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after that, he goes to NLBC. Is it
Yeah,
NLBC?
NLBC,
In New York,
the
and he
weekly-
wins
the
that
weekly in New
too.
York.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like he just
He-
dominated,
he's on-
man. He
he's
beat
on the
Smug
roll.
Oh wow.
to get the win.
Slug, another player that bodies IDOM
Well, I think
when I
He
watched
said the
LBC.
next major he wants to go to is ECT.
I think Smug is right now at a point where he thinks he doesn't have to train anymore. I think he just thinks he's just gonna roll through all the competition,
He'll wait until Dudley comes up.
and then he'll just. No, I'm sorry. Not Smug. Punk. Yes. Yeah. And I think
He really is.
He got
slacking now.
he got overconfident.
Yeah.
I think the thing is too that after Evo, like it kind of brought him down a little bit.
Of course.
Like
man.
he's just, you'll see. Give him some time, he's gonna get back at it.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
he's just like after that hit, like he's like shit. Like it just brought him down a couple pegs. But
Yeah.
he'll be back up in a couple months. Just let him
You know,
get over it.
After that loss at Evo, losing to Takedo, and it did, like he got dominated in that.
Yeah, definitely. I think he won one round.
He won. Yeah, he won
Or
one
one
round.
game.
towards
One
the
game.
end.
I think that
Both
was
sets.
it. Yeah.
After that, I'm surprised he's not like, I have to train now because
Yeah.
I just got demolished.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, props to him to making it through losers to get back to grand finals. But I forget who even put him through into losers at Defend the North. But being the second best player in the world, I
shouldn't be enough.
Yeah, it should that shouldn't. He should always be looking to be number
Yeah.
one, and
Yeah.
it didn't show at Defend the North.
Are there any more RPGs that you're looking forward to, Brian?
Just Dragon Quest 11.
Are there any games that are not RPGs that you would like to become RPGs, like turn-based RPGs?
Tit switch.
Tits game. And I don't know. I wish Final Fantasy 15 was turn
You
based.
didn't like Final Fantasy 15?
It's all right.
Well, I know they're coming out with the updated version where you can play multiplayer, which I think when that comes
that
out,
might be cool,
I think I
then.
might buy
Yeah,
it.
that might be cool.
Cause
I haven't played much.
Multiplayer
I'm
as in
only like
you
2
play
hours
co-op
in.
or multiplayer as in you fight others.
No, you play co-op.
Okay.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in standalone missions, I think there's
Okay.
not in the main game.
Ah.
Ah, that's stupid.
Damn.
There's a new Ease game coming out too. I'll probably check out next month.
What is that about?
It's like a hack and slash beat 'em up type deal. It's kind of like a, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like a JRPG. It's like an RPG version of kind of like Diablo-ish combat. Just not Diablo loot system.
Now, you told me about this game, side scroll, that's kind of like Dark Souls, and you said that you were gonna buy it when it was $10.
Yeah, I mean, I
and I
forgot.
saw the trailer, and I was like, this game looks really good, and
It's
I think
old,
I'd be
too.
interested. And now it's $17, and I don't think I'm gonna buy it. What's it called?
Salt and Sanctuary.
Yeah, that game
Yeah, it's
looks
like a-
good.
that's
It's like
like
a
a year or two
side-scrolling
old.
Dark Souls.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah,
it's pretty
it looks
good.
pretty good.
I love Dark Souls.
Did
Yeah.
you play Bastion or Transistor?
Bastion is good.
Bastion. No, never played any.
No, all right.
No.
No. Because that company released a new game. It's called Pyre.
Okay.
It's like a mix of a graphic novel mixed with basketball.
Oh. Okay.
It's like a sci-fi cartoonish thing. A lot of people are saying it's really good.
Oh.
Really, I seen that advertised.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, do me a favor, man. Convince me and convince the audience who has never played, never built a PC, who has never played a game on a PC. Convince us to get a PC. Why? What are the benefits of having a PC, of building your own PC, as opposed to just buying a regular console and playing games on that?
Well,
I want one.
yeah. Well, with a PC, I mean,
I know.
you can kind of build it to the way you want, so you can kind of fluctuate your budget, even though it'll definitely be more than a console. But if you want the best graphics and the best true 4K, which consoles haven't even seen yet, you'd have to go with a PC. The other good thing I like about PC is once you buy games, like they're cheaper if you use Steam or Green Man Gaming, or the other one, which I guess I should mention, is like a G2A, but they're a little shady. The games are a lot cheaper, and once you buy them, you have them forever. So like rather than have a console cycle, I actually went back and I installed Baldur's Gate 2 from like 1998, and I was able to play it again right there on my PC. Rather than if I had it on my PS1 in 1998, I wouldn't be able to play it because I don't have a PS1 anymore. So if you buy games on PC, especially if you buy them off Steam, because they keep them updated and patched to work with the current operating system, you pretty much have them forever. And you pretty much have access to them for a lot longer than you'd have access to your other games. Unless you keep the consoles.
Well, how long have you had your PC that you have now?
I built it like 3 years ago. I'm due for another one. I've already started looking kinda, trying to figure out my parts.
Oh, man.
That's
But-
the main problem. I used to be a PC gamer a few years back, like 10 years ago. And I built my PC, but now it's really outdated. Just to build a new one, I cannot use any of the old parts
Yeah.
anymore. So I had to build everything from scratch, and that could be gold up to $1,000 or more.
Well, it depends what you want, right?
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
I want to build the highest specs, like that's why you're gaming on a PC to have the best of the best. Like you will need to spend a lot more than $400 or $300 console.
Yeah, because I mean, I was looking for a PC, and I have all these parts in my cart, and I just can't pull the trigger on it, and I don't know why, man. It'd be smart for me to do that because I have all these games on Steam that I have not played, and I need a PC to do that.
It's
So-
also free to play them online when you're playing on a PC.
Exactly.
You don't gotta
Yeah,
pay
that's
PS
it.
Plus or Live Gold, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you want a PC, gaming PC, definitely just build it yourself. Don't frickin' buy from like Alienware or anything.
Yeah, don't make the same mistake I did.
I literally built the last one I bought from watching this guy that I watch on YouTube, and that's basically how I built it. And I built it in about 45 minutes, just watching his video and going along with him, and everything worked fine, and it's still working.
And it was easy. You didn't have to take anything
was
back
super easy.
out.
Nope.
Because I'm one of those people that if I'm doing something and when I finally get it all together and it doesn't work, I just want to throw that shit out. So
Oh yeah, I know.
I would rather
I'm the
buy the
same way.
parts. I'd rather buy the parts and then pay somebody to build it for me.
But the parts to a PC, there's like 5 parts. It's not like
it's super
it's so
simple.
it's
They
like
connect
Legos.
so easily.
yeah, but
The worst part is probably the wiring, not hooking it up because there's videos again you could watch like I did. But the worst part is like wire management, which
Yeah.
I didn't have the best, but it was definitely a lot better than any crap I would have bought from Dell or something.
Yeah, I got it. And they already have like Dell and stuff and what is that? Newegg, they have PCs already built.
Yeah.
With parts that you can buy. And I don't know if Dell does, but I know Newegg has some good PCs that you can buy.
Yeah, like
The best
bundles.
PC is the one that you make. That's it.
Yeah.
Better than going to buy one, because normally when you go to buy one, that's it. Normally the case or the motherboard doesn't allow you to keep upgrading. That's all you
proprietary
get.
to them.
And when you build a PC, you try to get the best motherboard available. Even if you don't put all the things in there, at least you have space and you have the option to keep upgrading in the future.
Yeah, that's true also.
That's the bad. That when you build a PC, build it yourself. That's my recommendation. And before we go, I want to wrap up with the geek movie news. Dark Tower movie is coming out It came out yesterday.
Dark Tower.
Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Apparently it sucks.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
The reviews are really bad.
When you got Matthew McConaughey and
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba, you think
Yeah.
these
It's
are
gonna
big
be
stars,
great.
man. They're gonna be, it's gonna be a great movie. but-
Apparently it's a mess, and the story doesn't pick up. It just keeps going to the normal world, to the fiction world, and it's just a mess. All right, so on the Disney side, they for the live action Aladdin movie, they just cast Jafar. James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy, that's the director. He's saying he's going to help on the production on Captain Marvel because it's kind of his region,
Yeah.
the cosmic world. Plus, he's casting right now Adam Warlock for the third Avengers movie,
Oh, okay.
and that's going to be after Avengers 4. So it's
Okay.
that's going to be Phase 4. Let me see. Apparently, I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys knew. Iris West, the lover for Flash on the movies, they picked up a black actress to do Iris West
In the movies.
in the movies.
Oh, okay.
Normally, if you see the comics, she's a
Yeah.
white person, and this is not. I'm not discriminating at all,
Yeah.
but they're just using the new 52 version
Okay.
of Iris West for the movie.
All right.
Apparently, she was involved in an interview, and she said, I'm not involved in the reshots for Justice League because she's there. And apparently she said that maybe she's going to get cut out from the film. Plus, she doesn't want to see the TV show because it may influence her character on the movies.
Play it the way you play it. Don't let anything else influence you.
The other thing, they announced Domino for Deadpool 2. They show a picture of her.
I did see that. Yeah.
Who's playing?
Let me see if I can find her name. I don't even remember.
They showed a picture of her laying
on top of Deadpool.
Yeah, it was like a bearskin rug, but it was actually Deadpool skin. Yeah. So.
It's Angelina Jolie.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah, it's not.
I think it's the girl. I had to check. I think it's the girl from Fast and the Furious. The geek girl.
I don't know who that is.
Geek girl.
The geek girl from Fast and the Furious 7 and 6.
I know what you're talking about.
Ramsey.
Ramsey.
Ramsey. I think it's that one. I'm not really sure, but I think it's her. That's pretty much all the movie news.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Well,
listen, to all you fucking dudes in the bathroom that don't flush on a regular basis, to all you guys standing in locker rooms that are 70 years old, even if you're not 70 years old, just in your socks, nothing else, please stop. To all you people who go into the bathroom and don't wash your hands after you use it, or wash your hands before you use it, wash your hands. Please. Alright?
wash your hands.
Wash them.
What are you telling?
I just want to thank Brian for coming. I appreciate it. Y'all appreciate it, man. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope we have you back for another episode. Skip, we miss you. Julio,
Skip.
miss you too.
I eat bass.
Yeah.
Julio Senpai. My boy.
Well, listen, I want to thank all you guys for listening to us. Subscribe or follow, whatever the fuck it is. Or don't. If you do, we appreciate it. If not, I don't give a shit. But anyway, we appreciate and we thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
I eat ass.
See you guys.